This morning I went for my Urodynamics test and I am so excited and I feel so happy, hopeful, because this test could help my whole UTI and why I can't void my bladder. So excited. So I wanted to tell you what it was about because I had no idea. They give you a list, this list right here, of what to expect, right? So you need to have an enema 2 hours before your test, and then you can't eat. No eating afterwards, okay? So I ate at 6 a.m. You need to drink 24 ounces of fluid, I chose water, and be done with it 1 hour before your test. And then you can't pee. No peeing, so you're gonna be a little uncomfortable. Due to the sterile manner of this procedure, please make sure you bathe prior to this test. First of all, if anyone's going by your vagina, you should be bathing. Like, just, you wash those lady bits, yep. It is pretty important. I took a shower, and then I washed again, and then when you get there, they actually bathe you again. They give you a kind of cold soap wipe down. And I was funny story, I was so happy because I have this issue, and we'll talk about it in another video, but I have bowel problems. It's just, that's my life. I shit my pants in public, like more than any normal person should shit their pants in public. When I get a full bladder, it puts pressure and it just makes the poop come out. It's messy. So as I got to the doorknob, no joke, I was grabbing for the handle and I went, oh, son of a bitch. And I sharted. No, I did everything possible outside of painting my toenails because it's winter and I would have these giant woolly socks on to be prepared for someone to see me without my pants on. Oh my goodness. So right before I used the makeshift toilet, which you can see hopefully here, I'll be able to put a picture. Before I used it, I made sure to clean up as best as I could. And then on this toilet, it's a makeshift toilet, right? A PVC pipe, and there's like a funnel that goes into the cup, and then there's a sensor underneath the cup, which is so cool because it's connected to the computer and it measures how fast you're peeing, how much you're peeing, the peak times, like when your flow reaches the peak strength, and it just, there's so much information from this little sensor on how you pee. It was just so cool. After I undressed from the waist down, she gave me my kind of chilly bath, and then she gave me a catheter and drained the rest of the urine from my bladder from the initial pee, and then she stuck a catheter back in, and that was connected to the drip of fluid that they put into your bladder, and then she put another catheter into my rectum that has sensors on it, and I believe there are some sensors that go on your butt cheeks, and then she put some sensors on my legs, which I really hope that picture is coming through right here, because it was kind of interesting that they put sensors on your legs to track the muscle movements while you're urinating. I didn't ask too many questions about that because I was asking and talking about everything else, so I don't really understand the connection, but maybe someone else out there does. So feel free to leave a comment telling me so I don't have to go down the rabbit hole to find out. Once I was connected to everything, she tried to get me to sit on the makeshift toilet while she was pumping the fluid in me, but I got to the toilet and, you're looking down, you're like, well, this looks kind of weird. I have like all these strings hanging out of my vagina and my asshole, and normally it's just like this little tampon string. Like, this is tampon on steroids. That's the way I was thinking about it. Like, how would you hide this? So, okay, anyways, I got there and I'm sitting down and I'm like, so the smelling salt that's taped to the picture frame behind me, do you use that often? Like, because this doesn't hurt. So why do people get lightheaded? I don't understand. And then I was sitting there and I grabbed onto the handles and I'm like, huh. Okay, no. I get it. I think I need to lay down. I'm really lightheaded right now. Wow. Where did that come from? I don't even understand why. None of this hurts. So instead of filling me up while I was sitting on the makeshift toilet, she let me lay back down on the little table and she filled me up that way. While you're being filled up with fluid, she asks you to tell her when you feel like you would normally go to the bathroom, like at home, if you just had to pee. And then you keep going. She pushes the bladder a little bit and she keeps filling. I think I had like 1.5 inside of me before I was like, whoa, gotta pee. Gotta go. So she shut the machine off and I went over to the toilet and I peed. Now let me tell you about the pee that comes at the end of the whole procedure. Everything was fine. It's such an easy procedure. It doesn't even hurt. Giving yourself a catheter, it's a catheter. You feel a little pressure, no big deal. Her putting a catheter in my ass, no big deal, because I had just done an enema that morning and the enema is bigger or the same size or smaller. They're about this. No, the catheter was smaller than the enema. Just forget everything I just said. It was smaller. She even put lube on. The most uncomfortable part about the rectum catheter was the lube I had to wipe up at the end of it. Like, that's just annoying because it's just like goop. Oh. But when you're voiding the fluid that they just filled you with until you were going to burst, it is like shoving a stick up the hose or putting your thumb on the hose because all this fluid wants to come out, right? And it can't because there's something blocking it. So it just, not only does it go like, it goes everywhere, but then it's just like uncomfortable because you can feel it. And when you can't feel your catheter, it's no big deal. So then I absolutely got lightheaded because I'm like, oh, dude, yuck. No, this is not okay. After you void everything that they put in you, then she comes in and she unhooks all the wires and she says, see you later, we're done. You did great. Good job, team. And gives you a Cipro. It was a Cipro 500 milligrams or that, and sent me on my way. They give you the Cipro just in case because they were just playing around in your lady bits for an hour, so it's just to be safe. I appreciate that because I don't like UTIs. You guys know this. No thank you. The 24th, I find out the fate of my bladder. And I am so excited, you guys. Goodness gracious. So excited. Since this video was longer because it was a lot to talk about, it's a procedure and I really hope that it helps because I had no idea exactly what I was walking into besides a little information, give yourself an enema and bathe. Duh. And so I hope it helps. I really do. And I hope you understand that we're going to skip Comment Corner this week because then it would just make the video really, really long. That said, I do want to shout out to one comment because it was about the Urodynamics and it was so funny because she said that she wasn't prepared for the rectum or the rectal catheter and that they didn't even buy her a drink beforehand. Ha ha ha. And so I laughed and I was like, hey, honey. This was funny. This is funny. And he was just ready for bed at that point, so he didn't think it was very funny, but whatever. I took it to the lady who was administering my test, and she laughed too, and she said, you have a sense of humor, so good job. You made 2 people laugh. I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.